Hello, my name is Grayson Chambers, and I'd like to talk a little bit about net neutrality and my thoughts on it. Um, Net neutrality was an issue that was on the tip of everybody's tongues a few years ago, and I remember hearing a lot about it in the news and everywhere else. And from what I grasped on these readings and what I grasped from back then was that net neutrality itself made the internet an even playing field for everyone, meaning that internet companies or service providers could not limit or control what people viewed or how fast their internet was. And I think that was a very good thing. And like the Wired article said, it allowed many of those big companies to start up originally, and it made the internet an even playing ground so that everyone had neutral use, therefore, the term net neutrality. That's most of what I've thought about it. Um, the reason I don't think the internet should be regulated like water or electricity is that there's a pretty good reason that these utilities are regulated. It would be very hard to have a large number of electrical providers trying to provide service in different areas. The competition would cause there to be a large number of wires running everywhere or a large number of terminals for electrical production. And I think that it would get very messy very quickly, especially in larger places. That's why I think those are necessary to be regulated like by the government. With the internet, I think it's a lot different since it's been mostly a free space and has worked very well as a free space. I think that it should continue to be neutral. Um, some of the current events that I've seen in the net neutrality case was one from November 5th. The Supreme Court rejected some of the people talking about net neutrality. They rejected the arguments against it and said they wouldn't hear them, which I thought was pretty interesting and pretty strange that they wouldn't hear arguments against the banning of net neutrality or the regulations around net neutrality. Um, the insights I have into the subject over what I've already stated is that in theory, net neutrality is a bad thing because it does stomp out innovation. I think that a completely open and free market is probably the best, and that's what I've been taught in economics, that open and free markets have the best growth and the best innovation. And so I can understand where Ajit Pai is coming from, and that we need to deregulate or take some of these regulations that are put on the internet service providers off. But I also don't agree that there will be no regulations. I think they're just changing up the regulations and making it less of a free space for innovation by making it regulated by the government.